With cannibals and police officers gone rogue, deaths were guaranteed in The Walking Dead Season 5, and it is fitting talking about police officers. We start with the death of a black man. We've got Tyrese coming in 15th place. No police were involved in his death, but I tell you what, it sucked, and I would actually say it's the only death on this list that I think is actual fucking hot garbage. Would you agree with that? Tyrese's death, considering that he's a main character and he's been in it for a few seasons, I will never get over it. I couldn't believe they killed him off.
Yep, some little random zombie walker comes up, bites him, big Tyrese, gets his arm cut off. You're thinking, well, look, they've done this before. They've amputated the body part. He'll be alright. Dies. I mean, literally fucking dies. 1 minute, they're driving along the road. Tyrese is there, breathing. Next minute, the car stops and Tyrese's dead body falls out the back door. I mean, really garbage here.
It was garbage, and for me, I think it's a good thing for this season. It's the only really bad death. I think everything above this is alright, then great. So we may as well move on to 14th place. R.I.P. Tyrese, the last time I'll ever talk about you probably on this YouTube channel, to be honest. Anyway, 14th place.
What an overrated character in general, though.
Yeah, apparently he was much better in the comics. Oh, he was Rick's best friend. Well, you know what, he was shit. 14th place, we've got Gorman, cracked in the bottle of head with some whiskey, then gets bit after trying to sexually assault Biff. So, again, served a purpose, this death, but no bad. We'll go with no bad here for Big Gorman.
Gorman, he did alright, didn't he?
He did alright as death. Up next, we've got Mary, the mother of Gareth. Just gets left to get ate by Carol.
I mean, okay character, but death wasn't very special.
It wasn't. Up next, we've got old Donald. He was pushed down an elevator shaft. Didn't really. I thought his death was a bit cringy.
Don't think he deserved it, to be honest. Trying to take leadership, didn't believe in what Beth was doing, and then he got pushed in an elevator shaft. Don't think O'Donnell deserved to die, but
yeah, no, but
he did.
It was cringe. You got the one-on-one fight with Dawn, and then he was on the edge, and then she tells Beth to push him, and it's like, that takes 5 seconds. Why couldn't you just push him? Cringe. Anyway, 11th place, we've got the Hunters. It's a good death, right? But Gareth's completely overshadows it, and considering it's all the same death, we have to rate them a wee bit lower.
Yeah, it's practically the same thing, but only Gareth's the main character, so you can't really... They just don't have that special effect.
No, they don't. Martin, obviously, a bit more known than the rest of them, but we didn't even include Martin separately, because why would we? You want an extra death with that, Martin? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like Negan smashing... Spoiler alert! Negan smashing Glenn and Abraham in with the baseball bat, but in the background you've got a couple of like unnamed saviors also smashing a couple of like D-list survivors, you know. I just...
Tobin?
Yeah, it's like no one would really care about Tobin getting smashed in the background because you've got the main character getting smashed, main screen, so...
Sounds a little gay to me. 10th place, we've got Reg. Register this one, folks. He got his throat slit. Cut. Capiche. Good night.
Unfortunate. Katana to the throat. Normally you don't survive them. But here, who knows? Guy probably had a better chance than Tyrese.
He probably did have a better chance than Tyrese, but I mean, it was out of nowhere. It was a bit of a surprising kill, but see this Reg guy. Was there a future for him? Could he have had a place at Alexandria? Could someone else have died?
Well, his wife was in charge, so there was some form of future for him. I mean, he was an important figure, so to speak.
I'm not going to pretend he was
an
good.
architect.
Yeah, he was an architect, but I think the show would have benefited a wee bit more if this guy lived. I think Diana was fucking garbage.
See the way he was teaching Noah? I assumed that he was going to die and Noah was going to live on and be the
architect,
be the man that built shit. But
then they both died and they almost forgot about that conversation.
Yep.
The writers, so
like that was, what was the point of that? Here, we can build things. Oh no, wait, both our builders are dead.
Talking of builders, we've got Bob the builder. Can he fix it? No, he's dead. So yeah, Bob gets bit.
Yeah, great reveal with the bite scene, but I mean, I feel like the death was drawn out where he's just laying there on the couch and he's basically fading away, and all the members of the group take turns and saying goodbye to Bob. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Rick, your daughter, Judith, that's the future. And that's him done. He's done. He's buried. The world's gonna need Rick Grimes, buddy. Right, 8th place, we've got Dawn, gets stabbed by a pair of scissors, reflex, shoots Beth, and then she gets absolutely annihilated with gunfire from Daryl Dixon. So yeah, dead. 7th place, we've got Beth. More surprising than Dawn. But you know what? No, why I don't like Beth's death? It's like, why did she even stab Dawn? It's like you weren't walking out of that, and you put your whole group at risk.
Yeah, I don't see why that was necessary. I think Beth almost got herself killed here.
Now, if Beth wanted to slap her, fair enough for the amount of time she slapped her. I don't think her slapping her's going to get the rest of them killed, but, you know, actually trying to stab someone with scissors, that's running the risk. 6th place, we've got Bob the cop. Brutally run over. I mean, it is brutal. Rick, I thought it was a pretty disgusting tactic for Rick here. I mean, a fellow police officer, and he fucking just runs him over and breaks his neck.
And then laughs about it?
Yeah, then shoots him. I mean, I know you could argue he shot him to put him out of his misery, but I think he shot him because he's an arsehole.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think Rick shot him to end it for him.
I just don't get it how at this point Rick's like this killer. And then... You know, when he's in, Alex, I can't kill. We need to be nice. We need to be friendly.
We need to be friendly, guys. Come on.
You know, Rick's went through too many periods for my liking where all life is precious and then kill them all.
Yeah, why are him and Morgan doing the same trajectory? I don't understand it. 5th place, we've got Sam. Like this death. Summed up the horrors of Terminus when his throat gets slit.
It did. Great start to the premiere episode. Just seeing the whole baseball crack back of the head, then throat slit, really horrific there, gruesome, gory, great stuff.
And if you couldn't get someone in the main group to get killed, it made sense for it to be this guy. Like, the red shirts didn't really do anything for us. Come on, guys.
Because the fact that we knew this guy and we'd seen him before just made the death feel a little bit more special. Had it not been Sam, and we'd just seen a bunch of random people for the first time, then I think it would have took something away from the scene. But the fact that we see a character that had previously been on the show get taken out like this, it added something to it. I mean, ideally, I think it would have been better had we seen one of the actual group members die. But that wasn't to be.
Wasn't to be.
I mean, who could they spare at this point? I think Therese would have went better out like this.
Yeah, no, I agree, but he wasn't even there.
Rather than him looking after baby Judith.
He was in the cabin.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better death for Tyrese. Maybe they couldn't do it with Bob because they wanted him to get bit, and then pretty much I don't think anybody else in the group was expendable.
They could have did it to Eugene if they wanted to.
No, not really, because that kind of takes away the fucking entire story, doesn't it?
No, it does, but I don't like Eugene.
Yeah, well, just because you don't like him doesn't mean they're going to...
You love him. You like Eugene. You like the mother, man. We got 4th place. We got Pete, alcoholic Pete, scared of the dishwasher Carol. Rick shoots him.
Yeah, I mean, Pete just gets wiped out, really, doesn't he? Accidentally kills Reg, and then Rick comes up and uses this as a perfect opportunity to say goodbye to Pete. I thought it was pretty damn harsh, if you ask me.
It was pretty damn harsh, and we discussed this on the channel a few months ago. Rick is a worse fucking guy than Pete. Pete beats his husband. Pete beat his wife, right? And I think he might have beat his kids. Horrendous thing to do. I'm not condoning it. But like we just talked about 5 seconds ago, Rick's running over innocent cops, snapping their necks.
Yeah, Rick's a fucking cold-blooded killer at this point. How can we pretend that he's a great guy? Rick's well beyond the point of killing people to survive or killing people to protect the ones that he loves.
And it's not the Sopranos logic where Tony's like, oh, we all sign up for this stuff, Carmela. You know, when I kill a guy that's mob-related or in the criminal activities, we're soldiers. Rick killed a police officer. It's not like Dave or Tony. He killed a guy who he literally could have worked with in a previous life.
Yeah. And a guy that wasn't a threat.
Yeah, do not get Rick here.
A guy that was running away, and Rick just mowed him down.
Mowed him down. And also, I think it was selfish motives for Rick. I think he just wanted the guy's family.
Yep, he wanted Jesse for himself, and he seen this as an easy way to take out her husband.
No easy way out. 3rd place, we've got Gareth.
But nobody will call Rick out on this, it's bullshit.
We'll call him it, though.
Yeah, we will. Gareth, really good death. Rick promises that he will use this little red axe on him, and he kept his word. Gareth coming in, thinking he had the upper hand on the group, but then 4 walls and a roof, and he gets taken out there, sliced and diced and fucking axed to death by Rick Grimes. Then the blood splatters on Rick's face. Pretty good. You see Gareth trying to use his hand for protection, for cover. Didn't really work out too well for him. And that was the end of the Hunters. I mean, good group. It would have been better, I think, if they tried to develop a couple more characters rather than... I mean, outside of Gareth, Martin, and Gareth's mum, I mean, there was pretty much nobody there that had a name or
that was worth a day.
Yeah, which is a shame, but I mean, you look at some groups that have got long periods of time in The Walking Dead, and I mean, if you take Fear the Walking Dead, for example, I mean, Martha is pretty much the antagonist for what, like 6-7 episodes? Yet the Hunters got like 3?
Yes, bizarre.
3 and a bit if you include the finale. Harsh. I think they deserve more time.
No, they definitely did deserve more time. But into the top 2, undisputed, we've got Aiden. Aiden got blown to bits by the grenade and ended up stuck in metal. He was stuck in the rhubarb. And then he got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely ripped apart. Brutal ass death. And you're thinking, damn, The Walking Dead's probably going to take a few episodes, maybe seasons to top this death.
They're going to go easy now. They've done a really bad, gruesome death here, horrific death. They're going to tone it down. No, they're not. 5 minutes later, first place, we have Noah. He gets caught in the revolving doors. Nicholas is like, screw this, I'm saving myself, pushes the doors. This then in turn pushes Noah into the walkers. Noah gets dragged out, face pushed up against the window. Glenn wants to try and save him, and we just see the walkers from behind literally rip into him, and we see flesh get ripped from his face, and then the blood just splatters all over the glass window, all over the glass door, and Glenn's sitting there in the little turning doors, helpless. He can't do nothing, and we just see Noah literally get torn apart. So really good death in there. Bit strange that the two best deaths of the season came within 5 minutes of each other, but we're not complaining. It was a good episode.
No, absolutely. But I think with The Walking Dead, I think in the earlier seasons, they did a very good job of killing a lot of characters in actual seasons. I think in the later seasons, you just know they're not going to kill people off. I like the fact that, like, in season 1, right, you're fresh to them, but like they're killing members of the group off. Like the attack on the group, then Jackie decides to stay behind. Main event player Jackie. But then in season 2, you've got Shane and Dale dying close to each other. T-Dog Lori, season 3. Andrea at the end. Season 4 as well. You get big deaths at the mid-season. Beth dying and Tyrese back to back. Do you know, like, in the later seasons they kind of lost that?
Yeah, you pretty much knew all the main character. You were like getting one like maybe main group death a season.
I would say pretty much after Glenn and Abraham both died, that was it.
They actually kind of faked out in deaths. See, when you think about it, apart from like Coral, instead of killing people off, they just took people at the show.
Aye.
Oh, Maggie's leaving.
Michonne's leaving.
Rick's leaving. Oh, Rick could be dead, but you know what? In reality, he's just left. Like that, it was weird. Very, very weird, and I get it. If you kill too many characters, then you're left with just a group of non-main characters, I guess. But I suppose if you look at it from another point of view, The Walking Dead didn't really create many more main event characters. I mean, we're getting, by the time you get to season 10 and 11, people like Gabriel and Eugene are considered A-listers, and for me, that's a big problem.
That's a big, big problem, guys. But that is us done for season 5. Season 6 up next. Looking forward to Morgan.
Oh,
you can't get enough Morgan in your life.
I see red.